So many test optional policies out there, and what is a student to do? In this video, I want to talk about the test optional policies from colleges this year and for students in the class of 2021 and beyond. Who needs to be taking these tests, who needs to be submitting their scores, and what you should do for your application. Trend alert, lots of different colleges were actually going test optional before all of this madness in today's world. They were realizing that the tests are biased. They actually present a hardship for students in rural areas or students who can't afford the registration fees, and they're not a great indicator of success in college or beyond. So many colleges were actually going this way, and then enter COVID-19, and it just became an even more contagious part of the trend toward a test optional policy. And as more and more colleges have become test optional, it's made it an even more competitive applicant pool. More students are applying to these schools, and you're having to stand out among all these different students. And what's a really good way to stand out as an applicant? A really good test score. So yeah, it's kind of a no-brainer. If you have a really great test score and you're in the top 99th percentile of test takers, yeah, you should submit that score whether the school is test optional or not. If you are above average, or you know what, if you're in the middle of the pack, if your school says that we're taking an ACT score from a 31 to a 35, if you are right there in that range, you should submit your test score. If you're an applicant from an underrepresented group of students, you should also submit that test score no matter what it is. If you are an applicant who wants to be an athlete in college and play for your college team, you should submit a test score for that. These tests are also going to decide if you get a merit scholarship, if you get into a really competitive honors program or a competitive major. So it's still very important to take these tests if you can and submit a really good score to the school. So when you don't submit a test, what's a college to think? Well, maybe they think you can't afford the registration fee and this is a hardship on your family to be taking all of these tests. If that's the case, it's going to be verified in other areas of your application, so don't sweat it. Maybe your test was canceled because of coronavirus and you wanted to take it in May or June, but you couldn't, and now you don't have time to take it in the fall because you're a busy applicant with rigorous classes and lots going on that's also going to be verified in the rest of your application. So again, don't sweat it. Or maybe you just didn't do too hot on the test. Your score is below what they typically accept and you just don't want to submit it. Okay, this is going to put you in a category with a lot of other students, so don't worry, you're not alone. What you need to do at this point is realize that there are going to be other parts of your application that will need to stand out as a wonderful student that they want to accept. So please put your heart and soul into the other parts of the application and you can still be a standout applicant.